Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope I'm having a great day. Let's take a look at your AVAX, double check a few things. Up 5% on the day. It's been kind of wavering in this $50 to $53 range. So it does seem sensible it's going to want to break to the upside. We're still respecting our ascending trend line, but we do want to be cognizant of the overall circumstances here and that we're getting closer to some moving averages and that may potentially shift some gears for us. But we are seeing a nice amount of support here once again at this low $50 range as just an easy round number. So let's take a quick look at liquidation levels in the back end to kind of see what's going on there, and then take it from there. And while we're loading, I want to say thanks again to my community for some awesome feedback. I'm glad that worked out well for you. Again, our SDI trades, 68%, 52%. Those are two separate trades. One taken a week ago, one taken pretty much, I think, 2 days ago. And then, of course, we got Bitcoin long at 60%. 5 days. And then yesterday, all sorts of nonsense happened with Bitcoin. But thankfully, altcoins really did well. I mean, you look at this here, AVAX didn't dump. Most you would expect a lot of coins to have dumped because Bitcoin ripped all the way down to 90,200. That was like a 10% correction in 1 minute. It was absolutely unreal. Okay, but the response is even better, and I love it because altcoins are not like bleeding out, so to speak, and you would have expected that. Anyways, the reason why that's relevant and important is because you always want to know what Bitcoin's doing when you look at altcoins like AVAX. So let's go ahead and double check a few things here and see what's up with the liquidation. $54 to $56, pretty heavy numbers there. 54 makes more sense, obviously, for initial rejection or potential just break. Because again, we've retested that level twice. It would make sense to break through it the third time with maybe a slight pause at that resistance. So a lot of times breakout traders will go along right there at that resistance level because it's been tested a few times. That seems sensible at this point. Obviously, we're going to look a little closer. And again, 56 to 57, there's a large chunk of change there based on the local high from December 4th. So it's roughly 2 days ago we saw that high there. So we could see both those areas swept here. It's a distinct possibility. We are closer to those liquidation levels than anything down below. So again, favorable, plus the ascending trend line. There's a lot of reasons why it seems likely that we're going to see further upside. We can see the liquidation delta too, maintaining in a bullish side of things. In other words, this green implies that we have more people taking longs than shorts, so the liquidation delta is higher. And that just kind of implies sustainability. So a lot of coins are exuding a similar behavior where it is overextended, yes, but it's not like it's a magnificent or like a super large amount, right? We're not like in the billions. We're just 200 million treading water there. It's nice. It really implies that we're seeing some good sustainability in this level. Let's quickly look here at the local point of control / open interest. 5160 is that area that people have the most amount of positions open as far as longs, and the same thing with 48.7. So that's somewhat of a support level there from before, or more so a resistance turn support. And then, of course, we can see 51. So this kind of reaffirms support at 49, which is a rough estimate. I'm rounding up a little bit, but 49, and then 51.60 is the close approximate for the other. So those are good areas there, right? And again, if you can see here, support range, the top of the support range is $49, okay? So this guy right there is pretty important. Let's take a quick look at the daily time frame and double check a couple of things. First of all, we're over all moving averages. We're really not going to see any type of divergence here on the daily time frame. Stochastic's pulling back, yes, but that's natural. And the fact that we're just sustaining this price point and stochastic swinging down is a very good sign. It implies we're going to see a potential push to the upside here in the relative near future. Again, we're maintaining this range nicely. You could even argue this is a bullish, bullish type of trend, right? It's a bullish rectangle, basically. So again, a little too early to tell, but we're maintaining this range nicely. And I really like what I see here so far for AVAX. A lot of times you'll see these type of things break out. Very, very similar circumstance occurred here where we had another type of rectangle forming and the price broke out to the upside. Again, hindsight's 2020, but that just gives you an example of how it typically works out. Bitcoin had a really large bullish rectangle pattern too in this upper 70K range before it ran towards 90. So anyways, something to be mindful of. 4-hour time frame, let's quickly double check a couple things here and recognize with TD sequential, we're kind of just running flat here in this little range here, right? It's not bad or good, just kind of indifferent. We're staying over or remaining over 50 in the RSI. Money flow index is pulling back. We're seeing the same thing with SUI on the 4-hour time frame too, which really just kind of tells us that, hey, we're hitting this higher price point. we need to build a bit more of a volume base here before we can leg up again. And the important thing is that with money flow index pulling back, it's kind of telling us that we're going to need more volume to flow into the coin before it can come up. However, you got to recognize this. The last 14 candles are mostly bearish because the price action has been pulling back from that 56 to that low 50K range. So there's definitely more selling pressure in the last 2 to 3 trading days than there has been buying pressure, but we haven't lost support yet. That's generally a very good sign. So I'd much rather trade off of support levels than I would, a potential shift in momentum, right? Again, shifts in momentum, they're good confirming factors, but they're not like the primary factors. Support and resistances are heavy or important, and I think those should be higher up on the priority list. When we take a look at Ichimoku Cloud, this is where things get kind of funky, and it's normal for this kind of price action to show conflicting information. See, we've been above and below the cloud for a little while, lagging spans kind of within the price action. Until we get a firm break, either up or down, we don't want to consider taking a trade. That's really what this is telling us here. So me personally, when we see like a lot of confluence here, let me just go ahead and remove this line so you can see it. You can see a lot of attempts to break through this all-time high of 53.50. That's an important thing, okay? And I say all-time high because that was a local high before we went high again. So keep in mind that's tentative, but that goes way back to this red line. So 53.50, I would say, is still a good resistance level for us. We've tried to break that level in the last 24 to 48 hours and had difficulty doing so. So until we get above that range here, for example, until we do something like this, we're not going to be in a position where it's looking like super solid and awesome to take a long. You're basically just being a breakout trader if you're trying to buy right now. And again, that can have its merit. Don't get me wrong. Breakout traders are notoriously a lot less successful. They can have a lot of good trades in these type of circumstances, right? Especially when you got Bitcoin breaking right back through its key level resistance. We close above 100,000 today. I personally feel we're going to see altcoins continue to run, and that's a good sign, specifically for this coin that's ready to also take off. But it's still just a little premature too, right? So if you're going to trade right now, a little bit of skin in the game. Don't go crazy with a heavy position. I use 5x leverage on every single trade. That's what we do in our community. So all the results that I share with you here, these are all 5x leverage trades. Okay. Again, good stuff there for the most part. Sustainability, easier to trade when you don't have risk of liquidation. Okay. Anyways, I'll post a new playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I'll clean this up for us here, and we'll go from there. And I hope that you learned something today. If you did, comment below. Love to hear it. Don't forget to like the video, and obviously make sure you join over at Bitunix, folks. $12,000 deposit bonus this month. Awesome exchange. They gave us 60K prize pool money last month for our top 20 traders. That was a lot of fun. So, anyways, check out our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you're not familiar too. I post all our playout charts there too. All right, folks. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.